Hello, CASEC family. Welcome to CASEC Corner. This is Kumasi Academy Civic Education Club coming your way one more time. Today is a very important day as it is the African Union Day and we are celebrating the continent of Africa. With me here in the studio are two wonderful people. Honorable is making her debut on the show for the first time, and Honorable here has been with us in the first edition. And so, Honorables, please, can you introduce yourselves?
Ladies first.
Okay. I'm in the person of Boache Ekia Aduma Adepa, and I'm part of the advisory board from a great club called Kumasi Academy Civic Education Club.
Well, I'm also, let me be the person. Okay, so I'm the person of Opuni Mensa Franklin. I happen to be the vice president for Kumasi Academy Civic Education Club, and I'm also the first deputy boys prefect for the noble land of erudition.
Okay, welcome to the show, Honorable.
Thank you.
And by the way, I'm your host for today, Honorable Aaron Osei Apia, also a proud member of Kumasi Academy Civic Education and a member of the advisory board. Okay, so today our focus has to be on Africa. It's African Union Day, and just for a start, I believe that 62 African Union was established in May 1963, and we are celebrating 62 years of its existence.
Yes.
I believe that at this point, what we should start with is assessing the point which we are right now. When it was being established, there were dreams, there were visions, there were aspirations. And so we have to consider those in light of where we are now. And so my first question I'm going to throw on the table is Africa developed or underdeveloped? Honorables, do we understand the question?
Yes.
Okay, so let's attempt.
Should I? Okay, so from my opinion, I think Africa is underdeveloped. Yes. Most of our countries in Africa are facing many problems like unemployment, poverty, poor infrastructures. You see, nowadays our roads are very poor. Yes, and we are also hospitals and many more. Our health aspect is also very poor. Yes, I think so. And we are also having challenges in our leadership. Sure. So I think it's underdeveloped. This is also slowing down our development.
Well, not to counter what Honorable said, but then I have this opinion of mine that Africa is not under development. Please, let's take note of this very thing. Africa is never under development. Rather, Africa is deliberately, I choose my words carefully, deliberately kept under development. I'll explain. See, let's take a critical look at a country called Congo, DR Congo. A country blessed with a mineral worth of 24 trillion US dollars.
Ajish.
Yes.
Seriously?
24 trillion US dollars.
In this Africa?
Yes, as their mineral resources. Just that. And this same country in question is also enlisted among the top 10 poorest countries in the world, not just in Africa.
That's serious.
Yes, so that's why I'm saying that Africa is deliberately kept under our development. Let's take the whole continent. Africa, according to statistics, produces 60% of the world's cocoa, but we produce 4% of chocolate. 60% to 4%.
It's ironical.
You see, so we deliberately decided that we will keep our motherland, our continent under development. But by nature, by default, Africa should never be sounded as underdeveloped. I don't know if that is clear.
I understand it perfectly. So what you are bringing into light is that Africa is not necessarily underdeveloped. Rather than just putting it into just that context, we should focus rather on our responsibility, what we have done exactly, and we should look at it as from this direction that we have brought Africa to the state in which it is right now. Okay. I remember listening to you once during one of our general meetings, and you said something that touched me very much. You said if we are going to actually reach the standard that have been set for us in the future, we must make sure to visit history.
History.
Okay. So I always tell people I'm part of a family that has a very wonderful heritage. Yes, because I see Africa as a big family. Yes, that's the Pan-Africanism idea. We'll get there. But I see Africa as a big family, and we are part of that heritage. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe of Nigeria, looking at Nelson Mandela, Emperor Haile Selassie. You see, great people, legends that have come from this same family. And so, here's my question. Coming to 2026, let's identify the significance of these people and the roles that they played as far as our world is concerned. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So let's go.
Okay. So, well, I would first start with may their souls rest in perfect peace, because these very people in contest, I think they did a lot for Africa. And I don't know if one day Africa, we all could just rise and clap for them, because they sacrificed a lot.
I think they deserve it.
They deserve it, actually. But what do you ask? The question you are given, that did they try their best? Well, they didn't try their best. They did it all.
Yes.
The likes of Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, Patrice Lumumba, they sacrificed a lot. And I have this quote that, see, the world fears, or the most dangerous thing for the world is that to see an African man deciding to be an African man.
Very interesting. Can we have that again?
When an African man decides to be an African man, it is the most dangerous threat for the world. Let's take the side of Nkrumah. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, after standing on this soil that Ghana, our beloved country, he didn't just say Ghana, our country, our beloved country is now free. After the liberation, he tried fighting them, building the Akosombo dams and the rest, developmental initiatives they brought into existence. Then they kicked him off. When we go to Lumumba from Congo, right? He was also eliminated because he tried, after taking them from slavery, colonialism, into independence, where they were liberal, they were free. 67 days, the CIA caused his death. A lot of these leaders, some were even chopped down, they were cobbed. And it's not just about what they did. They sacrificed a lot. They do not deserve to be tagged with they did their best. They did everything that even our generation can never stand on any ground to say that they would compare. Yes.
I think that last line is a very important one as far as the next question I'm going to ask is for. I remember a discussion with a really old woman, I think somewhere 96 years old. And I'm a fan of politics, of course. And she was with this idea that the leaders we have today are totally different from the leaders that she had in her day. As a member of CASECO, of course, I'm always going to express my views respectfully, but of course, I made her understand that, in my view, you can't expect people who lived in 1957 to have the same leadership strategies, to have the same persona,
the structure.
Exactly. Or somebody who is a leader in 2026. Yes.
We are Gen Z.
We are Gen Z. Yes. So I was of the opinion that you can't drag the old school into the Gen Z. But she kept on holding these pillars of accountability, honesty, the passion, the love for the people. And so I want to put this before you. Do you think that the leaders we have today are not actually on the same path which was already laid down by our forefathers? Yes. Honorable Franklin, can you fire?
I think Honorable wants to say something.
She has lots to say. Okay, let's go.
They are not actually. They are just trying to follow the path.
They are trying their best.
They are trying. Let me say that they are trying. But it's still not working. You see, nowadays bribery and corruption, conflicts, poor governance, and those stuffs is also
making to that. What I would say is that, see, who caused the movement of the colonial masters? That's a question that the audience, they actually remember their history well. And Nkrumah calls them out. Thomas Sankara calls them out. Julius calls them out. Lumumba calls them out, right? They did their best to move these colonial masters away from our surrounding, away from our circle, so that we'll be free. But let's take a look at our current leaders. Most of them are like the colonial masters in mask, right? They are just like the colonial masters in masks, and I will explain that too. See, the colonial masters, they came to exploit our resources. They drain us as vampires, and that's the same thing we are seeing in our system.
Exactly.
And Nkrumah died in exile, right?
Yes. Seychelles.
Yes. And Nkrumah died there. Lumumba also died in the forest. Yes, he died in the forest. Then Thomas Sankara too, he was chopped down. He was chopped. But look at our leaders now. Where do they die? They go to Dubai and they die.
Mansions, jets, private planes.
So one would even die in the air. Last year, yes, some even die in the air because they are looting the country. And I can boldly say on every grounds that their work currently is unmatched to what our forefathers did. There is this line, the blood and toil of our fathers. This one they are actually enjoying the blood and toil of our fathers in their bellies. So there's no way we can compare them. No.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
Not to counter, but I still believe that in as much as there are lots of lapses, consistent lapses, we must not fail to identify some African leaders who are still making strides.
What I said was that most, I recall this president, what's his name, from Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso rather, the military
Ibrahim
Traoré, he is also trying, right? There are others who are trying to bring initiatives that are equal to the visions of Nkrumah, the visions of the forefathers, but 90% of our Gen Zs now, their interest is in champagne, clubbing, and enjoying the national assets.
Yes. I really understand that. So we would go on a commercial break very soon. We'll come back with a very, very interesting topic. But just for now, I'm presenting to you the Ajax series, Social Studies, by the very legendary Mr. Kofi Ejapong. And I'm recommending this for Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. I myself am a student and I'm using this, and trust me, it's the reason we are still going forward.
But that man, he inspired me a lot. This man.
He inspired you.
He's actually, I don't know how he managed to
put everything together.
He happens to be also a patron.
Our patron.
He's a bit shadowed, but then he managed to book this whole concept of social studies that would enlighten not just today, but the future.
Yes. And so it's a solid option. Once you are in SHS, if your school, you can recommend it. Trust me, once you take it, you will never have a reason to regret it.
Yes.
And so we'll be back. We're on a commercial break, and see you when we get back. Okay, welcome back from that break. We are continuing, but a very important event that we must not fail to make mention of. I think just in the week ahead, we are going to be celebrating women. We're going to be celebrating the girl child. We are celebrating this special species that were created, and in a very special way. And so just before we leave, we are going to talk a bit about women's empowerment. It's a topic that has been debated at different levels. We have this ideology. I don't say ideology. There's this saying that what a man can do, women can do better. And in an actual sense, I didn't believe it until I saw it.
Oh, you saw that?
Yes, I've seen it. I've seen women do very crazy, but I just yes. Oh, I'm telling you the truth. But just for the sake of reference, let me point out a few of them. Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, she's a Nigerian and the Director General of the World Trade Organization. And so you see women ascending to this high height. Ascending to this height. And so it shows you that everything is possible for women in the society which we are today. However, The problem comes in the empowerment. So I just want us to share a bit on women's empowerment as far as the African Union is concerned.
Well, I would love to say that, but then since we have a girl in our midst, she will take care of that.
She has to go first. Yeah. Sure.
Over these recent years, the African Union has in its potency brought women into light by encouraging female entrepreneurship. Of which we have the Maputo Protocol, and they help in human rights and those stuff. And I think human empowerment has improved. You see, these days, we now have access to education.
The women,
leadership positions. I think business opportunities too. And that has also helped
women empowerment.
And it's also making our nation develop faster.
I think talking about that, we should make mention of Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyemang, the first female vice president of
that woman.
Let's leave that one for now. We have limited time. And so, having talked about women's empowerment, we are coming to the very end, and this is a very critical question. It's a question that calls for the critical minds of Africa to arise. The question is, right now as we speak, Africa is lagging behind. Looking at Europe, I don't mention the continent, but looking at the Western world, looking at development there, looking at how they are progressing, it's obvious that Africa is lagging behind. And the stats say so. So what must Africa do to catch up with other parts of the world? It's a very important question.
Very, very.
And I think that's the best way we can use to bring this program to an end. So what must Africa do to catch up with other parts of the world that are progressive rapidly?
Sure. So I think I wanted to say something regarding women. I also have this writing in my diaries, which I don't let people read, except to one person. But then let me proceed. We cannot liberate Africa. We can never liberate Africa without liberating women. Because, come on, women brought human into existence. And so that is my take on that. Concerning what we need to do as Africans in order to leverage, move higher, is that there is this project, this agenda from the AU, that is the African Free Continental Trade Area, that where every African can trade freely. And this whole idea is going to generate estimatively 1.4 billion to Africans. So if we are to go into that, where my honorable here is free to trade with another African, that would help. I think that was the vision of our forefathers before they left. And Nkrumah wanted to unite Africa. When we are united, it means we can just do things without boundaries, right? The lines are taken off. The second one that I will say is that the statistics that I gave, Africa produces 60% of cocoa. So why not we polish the raw materials,
adding
value to our raw materials, then we take it to the Western world, they purchase it, and we get something, right? I think that will be for now, adding value to what we have. And that will help Africa grow.
Very important. Very important. And I think concerning that your point on, that is a wake-up call to the manufacturing industry in Africa. Because we have enough of the exporting, the industry that takes them from their natural habitat. So fishing, we have mining,
petroleum,
we have sand mining, we have petroleum. And so it's about time we focus on the manufacturing industries where we are able to add value to this item so that we can be able to get the most we can get out of it. Okay, Honorable, so we are bringing this show to an end. What do you think Africa must do to catch up? Let's go.
Okay. I don't know, would you... Okay.
So.
Let me say something. Africa, this is the last thing that I'll say. There is this thing happening in Africa, a brain drain, where, Honorable, right now, if they bring passport that you are leaving the country, I don't think you'll be here, right? Would you?
No.
Yes.
No. Listen. No.
Let's set the thing straight, right?
By default, that's the mindset of every African.
Yes.
But personally, I believe what I have to do.
You are a Ghanaian.
Yes, I'm a Ghanaian. Yes.
You're Ghanaian. Yes. So
generally, that's what.
Generally, everybody wishes to move out of the country, right? But why not the country channel its resources to employment, to raising awareness, to causing women, and to other sectors that would help generate revenue for the country, other than training people for other countries. Could you imagine that doctors, they've been paid, they've been given scholarship to move from this country to outside, and they never come back? So I think, what are they coming to do? Yes, if they come back, what are they coming to do? There's nothing greener here for them. So I suggest, in my opinion, that we should work on the rate at which brain drain is. We should try and develop. I know that leaders are doing their best, but then they should try harder for us. Yes.
And so the little I'll add is, you being where you are watching this video right now, you are part of a bigger project, doing every right thing step by step. You are contributing to making Africa great once again. I so much believe that in my lifetime I will see a resurgence where great people will be built from Africa. And so I'm encouraging you, wherever you are, you can be a part of this big project. You can make a decision today that you're going to be a part of this big project. Take the right steps, even as little as dropping a rubber sachet on the floor. Don't you think you're making Africa great? Yes, you are very sanitation. And so it starts from doing right things step by step. Remember, this is Kumasi Academy Civic Education Club. I hope you've had a wonderful time watching this podcast. And until we come your way next time, bye-bye.